So welcome back to Finnegan's Farm onto our YouTube channel on the 36 restoration project. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the tractor. We're going to get it resprayed here. We're doing a bit of priming here on the chassis at the minute. We also have Arlene Shepperd here as well. She's the woman that's going to make it look beautiful again, aren't you?
That's it, yeah. Put a bit of makeup on it.
Put a bit of makeup on it, yeah. So first of all, we're in the tunnel here. This poly tunnel is also used for chitting our seed potatoes. You can see the trays all. It's not been used this time of year, so it was actually great to have it in here because there's a lot of heat and a lot of light in here as well. So it's lashing rain outside today, so we're glad we're in here anyway. Getting set up anyway. So we have Evan here has cleaned down the tractor. You seen on the last day he was washed them all completely, and we're just giving them a little bit of rub of thinners and that just to get any other little bits off and grease wherever it is, but they're very clean anyway. So we're just going to put an edge primer, isn't it, Arlene, at the minute?
Yeah, carpet paint stick to the chassis and kill any rust that is on it or might come on it.
So we have the edge primer here, and we just add a little bit of thinners too, and that just helps to dry it and get it ready.
Yeah, that's activated, yeah.
So once that's on, then we're going to put that. You're going to spray the first one.
Yeah.
And Evan here. Evan is going to
second.
spray the second one here because he needs to learn as well. So he said he's going to spray the second one because he actually masked the second one and got it ready. So he's going to spray the second one. So there's where we are at the minute. We'll have these done at that stage, then they'll be dry in about, how long will it take to dry?
The edge primer will dry in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you just go with your green paint on.
Yeah, so we have our top coat here, our green paint here, which we got there from Barry down at Mead Farm Machinery. So we have our green paint here and our thinners here, so we'll be putting that on. The chassis are just not, it's different now when we go to the bonnet. When we go to the bonnet and the mud yards, it'll be a different process, won't it?
Yeah, you'll still put on your edge primer, but you come along and put a filler primer on top of it.
Yeah.
And then you sand that down and then you put your green on top of it again.
Yeah.
So you get a better finish and a smoother finish.
Yeah, so we'll be looking for a good finish on the mud yards. Any of the exterior body work will need to do that, but on the chassis there's no need to, because otherwise it would take forever probably to do that. So yeah, look, they're a different colour of green at the minute here, so hopefully this evening there we get it all done, and we'll have the two chassis sprayed up. We then have to move on to the two cabs there, or as the last time we have mud yards off them, the glass out of them. We have them cleaned out, and they will probably be ready for an edge primer as well. They just need to get sanded down with a few little spots of rust there that we're going to fill in and get them softened as well. So it's not going too bad. Once we get this done and we see a little bit more green on the tractor, I think it will give us another lift to push it to the next stage. So So just come back to the cabs here. The last time we were waiting on a bit of trim there for the insides, for the interiors. The boys we went down to John Conaghy's there, and we sourced these bits. They're a lighter colour, so they're more to the original colour what they were. We went for a complete top and a complete bottom. They're not the cheapest item, but when it comes to the likes of the cab, I think Evan kind of focuses around the cab, and to do a really good job on it, the cab really needs to look really good. So we took the skins off the top. The two of them are here on the ground. You see here, one of them is in bad repair, and it's beyond repair, so we'll probably put a new skin on the top of that one. And the other one then, there's a little bit of be done on the back of it there. Just on the corner here, there's a little bit of a few cracks in here. We'll probably get a plastic well into that and get that cleaned up then, and we get it sprayed up then, so it won't be too bad. On top now, up here on the roof here, that needs to be cleaned off and sprayed up there. It's just to cover where the fan sits in. The cab filters here are, they sit in here. I'd say it's a while since they were changed, but the look at them there, they're full of dirt there anyway. So we changed both cab filters in it. We cleaned this up. We just checked them pipes there with the heat up pipes there. A little bit of rust here on the corners, but it just might be superficial there. We might be able to take it off, and then we have a little bit of a hole here at the back, so we'll have to get a bit of fiberglass here and fill this in and patch that up on this one. One of them needs to be a bit straightened, and there's a little bit of rust on the top of one of them, so we get that fixed up as well. Inside the cab, we have some of the covers around the steering there. They're generally you go on them. That one is gone, and it's the same on this one here. If you open this one here, you can see that they generally go down here, and this one always goes here because the first thing everyone does when they get in, they kick it with their foot, and that gets busted off. So I have seen where a few guys actually put a nice bit of maybe hand plater along it here, and it's just, we might do it there and just save it in time because there's not a lot holding the hand, and just the first thing everyone does is to bust it. Everything else then is not so bad. We do have a few issues with rust, but as I said, we're going to fabricate a few bits and put them into it then, and we will prime it and prime the whole cab inside, and we'll respray it on the black, and we might put a bit of shuts on it here just for on the side of it here where the new padding is going. So yeah, look at that, it'll all be stripped out of it. We'll put the new padding on it here. So that's really the cabs. We have a problem here with one of the doors on this one here, the door frame. It had no window in it here, and it's quite badly gone. So we'll see if we can repair it. Maybe just as cheap to put a frame. You can buy the frames in Connaughey's there as well. So it might be as cheap to put a frame into it and copy new glass into it. And that's really it. We'll have the pipes here on the orbital unit coming down, generally underneath here. And we lift most of these trims up, you see a lot of oil in around here, and the pipes going up onto the orbital unit, the sweat around the fittings there. So we replace all that when we're in there. We're putting new pipes coming out here for your steering, because generally you see they're always damp in there where the oil is, and it's because that the fittings, actually the sweat on the fittings, and just the leak down. So you probably see it better on this side here. You know, all that crap is in there. That's your orbital unit is up in there, and your pipes go in on top of it there. They do leak, so we'll have a little bit to sort out the electrics here. This one is quite shook, so I don't know where we're going to have to sort a bit for that. After that then, it's a full tidy up really on it. Clean it down, sand it down, spray it up, and that's the cabs done. So once we get them kind of straightened up, we'll be ready to put them on. We have a few issues with the hitches here now. We've two pickup hitches off, like a little bit of work to be done on the pins, and that's a bit loose on them here. And the bag pins here, a little bit of wet wear, so we'll get them bushed up and ring pin there as well. So that's the pickup hitches, they'll be ready to go on. The ends here need to be done for the lip rods there to go on as well. They're well wore. And yeah, so that's really it. It's full steam ahead now. We're going to push hard now to get the cab.
So already we've found something that would have been an initial problem. As you can see here, the end of our wire's gone all blue, as well as within in the back of the plug. So that would have been a fault we would have been looking for that we wouldn't have found unless we took the mudguard off. So just finding one problem after another with these old girls, but at least we can get them all sorted now, one through top to toe.
Okay, so now we have the two tractors, they're fully resprayed. Got that done all yesterday there. Arlene came and she sprayed the two of them there, so yeah, they look, they're starting to look a bit more like a tractor now compared to where they were yesterday. We have to take our masking tape off today, and we do just have to let the paint settle down for at least a week before we can start putting any more parts back on. We have the water pumping a few bits, and what's there, the turbocharge and all them manifolds and things before we can touch any of that. So that's the instructions she gave us, so that's exactly what we'll be doing. But as you can see, it's very green at the minute, but it will, when we start putting on the other bits, the wheels and the yellow bits around it, it will take a little look an awful lot better, because just at the minute I'm looking at an awful lot of green, but I wouldn't be worried about that anyway. So that's really where we are at the minute. Shout out to a few of the guys there, the boys down in Connie's at the stores and up the back there in the backyard there. They've helped us out in getting a few bits there, a few bits and pieces that we needed to get. There was some stuff you can't get from original, so they've helped us out. Phelan there in the stores has helped us out an awful lot in getting bits. We got the cladding off them as well. Also to the lads down at Meat Farm as well, Barry there and the boys. They'll be very helpful in locating bits. So we're starting to see it all come together a little bit more now. We'll be concentrating probably on the cabs the next week. As we said, there's a bit to be done to those. We have a few other bits there that we need to get sprayed and resprayed as we go along. But in general, it's coming together a little bit more nicely there now at the minute. Shout out also to Jerry in 6420, to Adrian there, Night Farm, We Farm, and to Farmer Phil there. All this great content being uploaded onto the YouTube channels there from the working day life of the farmers. So it's great to see that as well, because we follow them guys as well. So if you're not into restoration, or if you're into farming, there's loads of content there on the YouTube channels for people to look at. So yeah, look, we'll see you there in part 11.